Trần Hưng Đạo, the undefeated general of Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to travel back in time to meet one of Vietnam's greatest heroes, Trần Hưng Đạo. He was more than just a general. He was a symbol of courage, intelligence, and patriotism. His victories against the Mongol Empire, the most powerful force in the world at the time, made him an immortal legend in Vietnamese history. A born leader with a fierce spirit, Trần Hưng Đạo, born Trần Quốc Tuấn in 1238, was a prince of the Trần Dynasty. His early life was marked by political struggles as his father, Prince Trần Liễu, had conflicts with the ruling king. Despite this, young Trần Quốc Tuấn remained loyal to his country and dedicated himself to mastering military strategy, literature, and leadership. He studied the art of war, learning from past military geniuses, and prepared himself for the day he would defend his homeland. That day arrived sooner than expected, as a storm was about to hit Vietnam. The Mongol invasions. The Mongol Threat, a dangerous enemy, approaches. In the 13th century, the Mongol Empire had conquered vast territories, stretching from China to Europe. The Emperor, Kublai Khan, demanded that Vietnam surrender and become a Mongol vassal state. The Vietnamese refused, choosing to fight for their freedom. The Mongols launched three major invasions in 1258, 1285, and 1288, each time bringing massive armies. They were well-trained, well-equipped, and vastly outnumbered the Vietnamese forces. The situation seemed hopeless. But Vietnam had one secret weapon, Trần Hưng Đạo, a mastermind in warfare. Instead of fighting the Mongols in open battle, where their superior cavalry and numbers would dominate, Trần Hưng Đạo chose guerrilla tactics. He used ambushes to surprise the enemy, hit-and-run attacks to weaken them, psychological warfare to break their morale. He ordered his forces to burn crops, destroy bridges, and lure the Mongols into difficult terrain, where disease, hunger, and exhaustion would slowly destroy them. His strategy was simple but brilliant. Fight smart, not hard. The Battle of Bac Dang River, Vietnam's greatest victory, Trần Hưng Đạo most legendary battle, happened in 1288 at the Bac Dang River. Knowing that the Mongols relied on their navy, he devised a genius plan. His soldiers secretly planted thousands of sharp wooden stakes beneath the river, carefully hidden under the water. Then he allowed the Mongols to sail deep into the river, pretending to retreat. Just as planned, when the tide receded, the Mongol ships got stuck on the stakes. At that moment, the Vietnamese launched a fierce counter-attack from both land and sea. Flaming arrows rained down, warships surrounded the trapped Mongols, and chaos spread. The mighty Mongol fleet was destroyed, and thousands of enemy soldiers were either killed or captured. This brilliant victory forced the Mongols to retreat once and for all. Vietnam had done what many great empires could not: defeat the Mongols 3 times and protect its independence. A hero's legacy, more than just a warrior. After the war, Trần Hưng Đạo could have seized power for himself, but instead, he remained loyal to the king and the country. He focused on strengthening Vietnam and wrote the famous Hich Tuong Si, Proclamation to the Officers, a powerful military document that emphasized loyalty, discipline, and patriotism. He passed away in 1300, but his legacy never faded. He is honored as a national hero, and many temples across Vietnam are dedicated to him. His name represents resilience, intelligence, and leadership, inspiring generations of Vietnamese people. Lessons from Trần Hưng Đạo. His story is more than just history. It holds valuable lessons that still apply today. Never give up, no matter how strong your opponent seems. Use strategy and intelligence over brute force. Stand united and fight for what is right. Conclusion: a legend that lives on, Trần Hưng Đạo victories were not just military triumphs, they were victories of courage, wisdom, and national unity. He proved that a small but determined nation could stand against even the greatest empire. Even today, his spirit lives on in the hearts of the Vietnamese people, and now his story lives on in you. Remember his name, Trần Hưng Đạo. Thank you.